Hello and welcome to PSGMA Radio. I'm your host, Reverend Jesse Black. Today I have a special guest, Charlene Speaks. She is with a travel agency, and I just wanted to bring her on so she can give you some information about travel and how to get into this business. How you doing, Charlene?
Hey, Mr. Black, how are you?
Doing pretty good. So first of all, before we get started, I want you to introduce yourself to the audience. Just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm Charlene Speaks. I am originally from Columbia, South Carolina, a proud graduate of Eau Claire High School in Mighty Shamrocks. I went to Midlands Tech, graduated from Midlands Tech with my LPN, then graduated with my ADN, went back to school for my master's degree, and I have been nursing for over 30 years. And so I decided to venture out in the travel agent world after someone asked me to just get some information. Thought I'd just look into it, and then I actually enjoyed it, and I like to travel, and I want to travel even more.
Okay. So what is it about travel or the travel industry that pulled you to it or got you interested in it?
I think the thing that really got me into travel agency or the travel industry was the being educated on how to travel and how to travel as a professional versus just traveling just to travel and not be educated on what travel is, how to travel, and just being an educated travel agent, and getting some information. My son is actually a student at Winthrop University, and he's on the track team. So a young lady asked me, she was like, if he's going to be traveling with the track team, you're going to have to get resorts and get hotels anyway. So why not pay yourself commission to book your own rooms through your own site? So that's what really started me into the travel agency and just getting people educated and getting people on about travel, and just being instead of just traveling, how about travel educated?
Okay. So let me ask you a question. When you mention the travel agency, what all does that really entail? So most people don't really know what a travel agent does. So what does that position really entail from the actual setting of the appointment or the travel to the end? So how does that look?
So as a travel agent, you join the agency and you come in and you educate yourself. It's a lot of self-paced Zoom meetings, a lot of self-paced just information on traveling, learning different partners who we partner with through the travel agency. And we partner with so many different agencies or so many different partners to use that pays us a commission just to book on their sites. And if you go to Expedia, Google, wherever you go to book a trip, someone on the other side of that computer is getting a commission. So why not book that trip yourself and make that commission yourself, especially when you're booking family reunions. We book family reunions, all kind of trips, girls trips, divorce trips, all kind of trips. We start from you got to educate yourself. And that's the biggest thing is this educating yourself about what travel is, how you can travel smart and more educated, and making money for yourself and having a business for yourself as a travel agent. So it starts from just education.
So since you've already been in the industry, have you been able to book a trip and take a trip yourself?
Oh, yes. I have booked my family reunion trip last year. We went to Savannah, Georgia, and we do something every other year. So next year we're actually going to Savannah, Georgia.
Okay.
I have went to Jamaica. I have went on a Virgin Voyager cruise as a travel agent, and we have gotten the travel agent rates. It's not only just education, it's being able to travel and see the world as a travel professional versus just traveling, paying money, and then just to learn how to travel a little bit smarter. Like you need insurance when you're traveling out of the country. And most people don't think about that. And as a travel agent, you let us know what you want. We research what you're looking for. We give you 3 quotes. And then after the third quote, we kind of like have to put a charge to it just to keep people honest. And just searching, and we put everything together. Most people don't realize when they travel, they're not putting stuff as a package, and you're paying extra when you're booking it on your own versus getting a travel agent and letting them put everything in the package for you. And then that's what you're paying for. And also just knowing that when you go out there, when you booking something on Expedia and Google.com, you can't call them if you get into a situation out in another country. If you're booking through a travel agent, you can actually call your travel agent. We'll get on the phone with our partners and talk for you and see if we can get that situation handled, and you won't have anything to do with it. I have a good example of that as well.
Okay.
I booked a couple. They were celebrating their 25th anniversary. They wanted to go out to Antigua. Well, they didn't pay the weather any attention, and we had a hurricane come during that same week they were out there. Well, because they booked with me, I was on the phone endlessly throughout the night, just trying to get them, because one thing about when you book and you book in these different countries and you booking through these travel agencies and anything, when it shuts down, it shuts down. When a hurricane is out there, the airport's closed, everything closed. So the airport closed down. They had no idea it had closed down. They was enjoying themselves. They didn't know what was on the horizon or anything. So she called me. I was able to call the hotel, work a deal out with the hotel, and get them some service, get them an extra night in the hotel. They called I called the airport, got them flights out as soon as the airport opened back up. They tried to call them themselves. They told them, no, you're going to wait a whole week before we fly you out. I'm like, no, we can't have that. But see, the average person that goes out, they don't know that. And then they had people stuck out there that couldn't get back to a week later. And then you have your job to worry about, your family. It puts you in a bind. So to me, having a travel agent that can plan my stuff, and that if I have any problems, they can come back and I can call them. And they'll handle the situation for me and get me out of there.
That is a great scenario, and I'm glad you brought that up. But I want to fall back on something you mentioned about earlier, travel insurance. Most people do not understand outside of the continental USA, you need that and why you need it. Can you just give us some background on what the insurance covers?
So when you book cruises, say for instance, you book a cruise, you can book a cruise through Carnival or any kind of supplier that you want to use. They have their own travel insurance. Their insurance is going to cover the cruise and very minimum stuff, but it will cover, like if your cruise is canceled, they will cover that. So we do have different type of insurance, and I have a young lady, her and her family, they have their own insurance, travel insurance, some of the same suppliers that we use. She told me that's just something they pay for every year.
Okay.
Even before learning it from me. Now that covers insurance. If you get sick out there, you have to fly back and forth. It covers all of that. They have different levels of insurance where you can choose just to cover your flight, your resort. You can cover medical cost or anything. Insurance is important, and I didn't realize how important it was until I actually got into the travel industry. It's very important.
Very. Me and my wife have been on a couple of cruises, and I noticed there's about 30 or 40 pages of paperwork that a lot of people don't go through. And I think page 42 was where it mentioned about the insurance. Well, we were on a cruise, and it was an incident that happened on the cruise where a young man ended up getting cut because he was running down the stairs, and broke a plate glass window. And his family had to absorb all those charges. Needless to say, this was like 4 days into the cruise. So they ended up spending time with the medical staff, but also they were basically told not to come out of their cabins. So there's another side of travel that I want to discuss with you, and that's when things happen on either a cruise or whatever it may be that's out of your control, that somebody on the cruise has done that causes your experience to not be as good. As a travel agent, can people be reimbursed for those things, or do they have to just deal with it?
It depends on if you have insurance. That insurance matters. If you have the right insurance, anything that could possibly happen to you on a cruise, it can be covered. But you got to make sure you have the proper insurance. And those insurance plans are not cheap. They're different plans. So the more you want to cover as a customer on a cruise, the better your chances are at getting stuff covered. Okay. And insurance is just like car insurance. When you need it, you need it.
Yeah.
When you don't, you don't.
There you go. So if somebody wanted to get into this industry, what steps do they need to take?
Well, if you wanted to become a travel agent or a travel advisor, you can reach out to me. I'm Charlene Speaks. You can reach me at speakstravel19@gmail.com, and I can go over the steps with you. I'll be glad to assist you into joining. I'll show you how to get the education, what you need to do to get started. It's a rewarding career, and it's something that I'm looking forward to in retirement.
Okay. So before we end this interview, do you have any closing words?
I would say if you have any questions about the travel industry or want to know any additional information, just please reach out to me. Like I said, my email I'm located under Speaks Travel on Facebook, and my email is speakstravel19@gmail.com.
Amen. And thank you. And once again, I wanted to thank you for coming in and doing this interview, because when you mentioned it to me earlier, I was like, not very many people know about the ins and outs of the travel industry. They only see the person at a desk or, well, I can't really do that. But you just made it so easy that I believe people can actually learn and glean from you. So I want you guys to reach out to her as soon as you can and get involved. And once again, this is PSGMA Radio, and we want to thank you for tuning in. May God bless and keep you as our prayer.